and good afternoon, everyone. Angela here for North Pole Happy Hour Live. Thank you all so much for joining us today. As you can see, my dad is off today. He's on the road again. Him and my mom are traveling to Ohio for not the North Pole, the
Wondrous
wondrous,
Women of Christmas.
that one, yes, Wondrous Women of Christmas event. Randall has the day off today as well, and I'm sure that many of you already know, but Randall hasn't been feeling well and he's been in the hospital. I'm not going to go into any details, but I kindly ask for you to please pray for him for healing. And Randall, if you're watching, love you and continued prayers for you, Randall. So joining myself and Phineas today, we have Dr. Bruce Kotovich, and I'm going to turn the show over to you guys.
Well, thank you, Angela. Hey, Phineas.
How's it going, Bruce? How are you today, sir?
Doing really well. How about you?
Doing really well. Thank you very much for stepping in and offering to help out today because, it's been a wild week of preparation for the coming, for today's show. And we're just all praying for Randall for a smooth recovery and then feeling better soon and on the road to recovery. So
Yeah.
it's definitely great to have you on, and I'm truly grateful that you were able to help us out today. So great.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Anyways, it is a dull, gray, rainy day here in the North Country. It is currently approximately 58 degrees Fahrenheit here, and we are quite foggy and raining all the time. What's the weather like in Windsor, Dr. Bruce?
Well, our morning was exactly that experience. Foggy. We were having rain that carried over from last night, overcast skies. But over the past hour and a half, the skies have cleared. It's gone up to about 76, so about 22, 23 Celsius. A bit of clouds here and there, and just beautiful sunshine. It's turned out to be a lovely afternoon.
Glad to hear. How about things in Mesquite, Texas, Angela?
It's very, very humid here.
Mm.
I don't know what I'm trying to do over here. I'm trying to get the night vault pulled up, but my computer is not working. Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't my night vault. That's Bill Coates, but we're usually pretty close. He's usually got more humidity than us. Let me pull it. Let me see. Okay, here we go.
Well, actually, Phineas, both of us our areas are having very unseasonal weather.
It is definitely quite cool and chilly right now, and but it's also very humid here too. I see Randall is tuning in from the hospital bed. So, hi everyone, Randall from the hospital bed. Thank you, Bob, Angela, Mike, and Dr. Bruce for covering me. And Randall, we love you too. Take care of yourself and just get yourself on the road to healing. We'll keep the chair warm for you for when you're ready to come back, and hopefully the next few days bring positive news.
Wonderful. I also see that Kevin is with us, and so is Jim, and so many other people. It's great to see everyone and everyone popping in comments and so forth.
Yeah, so AJ was the first to notice that I posted that we had a special guest on. So AJ, I hope that answers your question now, who the special guest is. And we've also got John from Colorado, Karen Smith, Robin Murray from St. Louis, Don Weinreis from Illinois. So we've got quite a crew already, early risers. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining us. Anyways, while we're talking about self-care and taking care of one another, do we have a video from Santa B, Angela?
My goodness, you know what? This morning when I was setting up the link, there wasn't anything, and I just checked, and it's on here. So if y'all want to give me a few minutes, if we can come back to it.
Okay.
Try to get it downloaded.
So Randall is getting lots of love. I see Santa Doug, prayers sending your way. Great to see Bruce joining in. Always
Thank you, Doug.
so. Sue Radloff is keeping Randall updated in her energies and intentions as well. So
Oh,
really
and
great
Steph
to see
Boyce
that.
is with us too, I
Yeah.
see. Hey, Steph, how's it going there?
Ho, 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 and happy day, my friends. Santa B here with you again today. And you know, today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about the idea of a daily maintenance plan.
Ay, ay, ay. Leave it to me to screw something up, you know? I gotta find this one. No, not that.
Bruce,
Where did Dr. Bruce go? You're still there. Technical difficulties here.
there we go.
Yeah,
Sorry, leave it to me.
no worries.
I pushed the wrong button, of course. I gotta get Rob's video added in here.
I'm not sure if everybody
Okay,
else is.
we'll do Rob's video later.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, apparently Sue is having difficulty hearing me. Is anybody else having difficulty hearing me?
It may have been me, Sue, because I messed everything up, of course.
So please message and let me know if you're having difficulty hearing me. Well, I guess while we're waiting for the Rob video, do you think we could go up to the Elf Appetizer, Angela?
Yes, we can do that.
Good.
Is it not playing either?
Well now, that's not just a burger, that's a statement. Welcome to the Elf Appetizer, where we get straight to the meat of the hot topics. Stop drooling, fellas, we're just getting started. We stack it high, truth, humor, a little heat, and we don't nibble around the edges. So pull up a chair, loosen that belt, and let's take a real bite out of this thing. Let's carve into it.
Okay, so for today's Elf Appetizer, we're going to be talking about how people prepare for each season. I'm going to start with a quote, and we'll go from there. People say practice makes perfect, but I say practice makes permanent. What do you do to prepare for each season begins? Do you rehearse or practice your stories and responses before starting each season? What do you find works best as you prepare for the upcoming performance season? So what do you do to prepare? Well, I'm going to go fix the microphone issue. Dr. Bruce, can you start?
Sure. You know, it's really interesting. We were talking about this yesterday, and I've started to really notice after all these years that my Santa preparation, my planning for the holiday season, it is now going throughout the entire year. I find that after we're done with the holiday season, Christmas, all the different dates that people celebrate on, depending on which calendar they're on, we get past Epiphany. It seems that I kind of go into a hibernation mode. I do some self-reflection, but that winter, and I guess because going back into classes, the closing out the concert season, March, April, May. But it's this time of the year that it's almost like a garden that we're now starting to plant the seeds for the upcoming season. So like different ideas of Are there things that I noticed that happened last season that I want to repeat? Other things that I want to change? Um, are there other Christmas performers who I want to meet this year, especially over the summer when I've got more time? Um, just so that I can just speak with them, get their
Check
ideas,
1 2. Check 1 2.
their different philosophies. How is Phineas sounding? Am I still sounding very dulcet to you folks? But what I find is that during this summer season, this is where a lot of my planning, a lot of my dreaming also takes place. So out of these dreams that have happened throughout May, the first part of June, I'm now starting to get antsy, and I start to want to try things out. They're not ready for public consumption. But the great thing is having friends that I could talk this out with. Phineas hears a lot of just things that just I've been toying with and just playing with, and we get to go back and forth. So, just as Phineas started off talking about practice making permanence, this idea that once for me October comes, I could start to hit the ground with some new fresh ideas and reworked other ideas. Phineas, how does that work with you?
Well, I'm going to respond because Sam David has mentioned a couple of the ideas that we are doing, and Santa David notes that we both rehearse brand new stories to delight children of every age, to provide some storytelling and fine-tuning every performance so everything is fresh. And when we do use props, we make sure that each prop is thoroughly inspected, making repairs when necessary. And if we're using technology, making sure that we have lots of batteries, just to make sure that we have all the little details covered. And we actually start thinking about our upcoming season when the original season is done. And we slowly build our performance and our presentations through the year, just to give us time to let it settle and sink in and make sure that we're good to go. So I'm hoping everybody can hear me with this, so touch wood. I see that John Schnegelberger says that this time of the year he throws ideas at the dartboard and sees what might work. Nothing is fleshed out, but if an idea feels it has a nugget, he can take the time to begin fleshing it out. So that's a good way to start, John.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
And Everett, yeah, exactly. Like, starting in October, and for me, end of October, so this is that garden and just practicing and making sure that things do work.
Yep. Okay, Santa Doug says that Jenny Kringle and his starts in February. They typically take a month off and then they start to figure out what they want to do for the coming year. Is there a story to prepare? Do they have to make any props? How is their wardrobe and equipment holding up? It takes a good 6+ months to get everything up to speed. So definitely. So a lot of time and a lot of thought.
Yeah, well, and also, the thing is that if you're looking at this idea of seasonal planning and what happens throughout the calendar year, I know that if you're looking at getting a custom suit done, if you're looking at custom hair pieces, there's at least a 12, if not 14, 16-month wait. So that what you may be going for fittings now may not be taking place for you to be using until next season. See, what other comments do we have?
We've got a very quiet crew here today, so. But as Bruce says, we often bounce ideas off of each other, and we all have communities. I know Bruce, Betsy, Sean, and I often bounce ideas off of one another. Santa David and I, we've got a group that joins us every Friday morning for coffees, and we begin talking about the upcoming season just after We get our gathering done in April, and it's always just a good time to begin building for the season, particularly as we are in Canada north of the border, because getting stuff shipped from the US is quite expensive. So if we're able to get bulk orders of things like supplies that we need, the usual, white gloves, eyebrow whitener, the whole 9 yards, stuff like that, we're able to do that and pool our resources as a group and bring things together. So lots of pre-thinking and thinking ahead of what we're going to be doing for the coming year and bouncing ideas off of one another. And yep.
I really have to pick up on your comments about community. I remember when I was first getting started, I just, I wouldn't even mention to people that I was doing this. And, word of mouth and so forth. But the idea of actually talking about this persona, developing your North Pole, it was the idea of a larger community where you could share about this just wasn't taking place. And Phineus, our conversations, other conversations that we with Betsy and Sean here in the Windsor Essex area, Santa, Jim, and myself, just kind of touching base and bouncing ideas off each other. I think it's really important, this idea of having a community, and how we support each other. Because let's face it, there's such a demand for all of our creativity.
Yep.
That it takes more than just one person. And it's just so important because, you never know how we're going to inspire each other, or just being able to verbalize it with other people, you start to see your words in a very different light.
Yes, indeed. Now, do we have any other comments from our viewers? We've got a lot of viewers. We've got a number of folks on, so come on and chime in. Bruce, I see Sean's chipped in there, so would you like to read what Sean has to say?
Sure, Sean. Hey, Sean, it's great to see you up here today. Research is done all year. Yes, books, Google, history, interviews. Sean comes up with new characters for the stories and talks with us, Betsy, and Jeff as well. The business end is done by May. Contracts, so the remainder of the year can be spent on creativity. Yeah.
And that's a healthy way to do it, is to make sure that you've got all your I's dotted and T's crossed, contracts out, any retainers or deposits made, the whole 9 yards, get that over and done with, so you can focus on the creative and the cosmetic and performance aspect of that as well. Don Weinreich says, before each season, he checks all of his gear, sees what needs to be cleaned, what needs to be polished, what needs to be repaired or replaced, and then take care of that.
Good. Charlie Johnson, starting in February, I sent out thank you letters and asked about return engagements. Update website with list of public engagements. Keeping outfits. I just lost Charlie's comment. Come back to me, Charlie. Charlie, come back. There you are. Update website with list of public engagements. Keeping outfits replaced if needed. Well, and just everyday maintenance. Yeah. Attending luncheons in schools to keep education and to network. Exactly, Charlie.
Santa David says, connecting with clients, do they have any specific details they want included into their events? Any specific things they want us to do? By connecting early, we can make sure that we have the details can be incorporated into our presentation and shows, and making sure that we're taking care of any of their special needs or desires. Looks like Jim Barrett's got something, Bruce?
Yeah, as a newer Santa, I feel as though my year never ends. Yeah. Always thinking of the coming season, making sure costuming is ready. Anything else I need or want? Yeah. Want it, yeah. Reaching out to others to get ideas, guidance, even touching base with the people I've seen or worked with for the past season to see how they felt. my visits. Always learning. Yeah, you know, and that's the whole thing is the idea is that, you know, I forget where it was, but I heard someone quote the founder of McDonald's saying that once you're ripe, you rot. So we always try to stay green so that we're always growing, gaining new ideas, getting new insights. So yeah, that we're always growing.
Bill Gorbett says he tests all props and changes batteries. That's actually something very important, particularly if you don't plan on using a prop for the upcoming year, is to take all the batteries out, because batteries can leak if you don't use them over the year. So take all the batteries out to make sure that the props are in good shape, that you're not going to get battery acid or any of the battery fluid all over the props and damage them. So that's kind of important, especially when you've got a big expensive prop, say one of the elves from Santa Courtney. So definitely take care of your props, make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be. Kane Smith says, I'm still new to all of this, so my preparation never really stops. Kane, as a secret for someone who's been doing this for 10 years, that's the way it is pretty much all the way through. Your preparation never really stops throughout it. He's always trying to build his repertoire, so he knows where he stands in his preparation. So that's a healthy attitude to take, and a good way of moving yourself forward. So congratulations, that's a great step to do.
So Don writes that during the off season, I meet with other local Santas and I ask them what went wrong, what went right. It's what they want to talk about. But to me, what went wrong is more important. I try to learn from others' mistakes. Yeah, you know, and the thing is that we like I think about people that I was in school with, people that I've worked with, and the people that always got everything right, that always had all the right answers. I really wonder what their learning process was, because those of us that did learn by our mistakes, like I joke about, I kind of chose the Montessori experience, that that you just learn by that different thing, and just analyze what could have worked smoother in something like that. Yeah, I think it really is good to have that trusted circle that we could talk about such things.
Excellent. Well, it looks like the conversation has sort of drifted off at this point. Angela, do you think we could run Santa B's video now? Is it ready to run?
I got it, guys.
Woo!
Hey.
Woo! Okay, here we go.
Ho, 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 and happy day, my friends. Santa B back with you here again today. And first, let me just say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yesterday was Father's Day, and I hope you had a wonderful day. And I want to send a big shout out, a get well soon, hope you feel better, brother, to Randall Checker Lee. And I've been thinking a lot about what's getting ready to go on. We're getting ready to go to the Wondrous Women of Christmas extravaganza here going on soon, and I'm just so looking forward to being around Bob and Scott and all of our other TNL friends. And Trish Fesnicki's going to be out there, the Evergreen Queen. We're going to have stories from the road. There's going to be so much cool stuff going on. I just hope you have an opportunity to kind of catch us on the road, see what's going on, and just have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be blessed. Be well. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Santa B. That's great. I'm glad that you are safely on the road, and looking forward to hearing the live reports from everybody who's going to be attending the Wondrous Woman of Christmas in Cincinnati. I will be here next week on the scene here at my place. Unfortunately, I could not make it this year, but looking forward to hearing how everybody thinks it's going. So great to see that. So wonderful. And okay, let's play the Santa's Closet video. Okay, thank you very much to Wade and Scarlett of santascloset.org for supporting Tuesday Night Live Networks and North Pole Happy Hour and our trivia. And so the first question for the Sleigh Bell Brain Teaser, which is a prize package from Santa's Closet, we need both the letter and the word as the answer. So both the letter and the word. So every holiday season, people spend millions on poinsettia plants. Where were they originally grown? A, Great Britain, B, Argentina, C, Mexico, and D, the United States. So when you buy a poinsettia plant, where are they originally grown? Great Britain, Argentina, Mexico, or the United States? And once again, our producer will need both the letter and the answer.
Wow. It's really interesting. Growing up, yeah, the pronunciation poinsettia was really on for us, but now I'm also hear people pronouncing it as poinsettia. Do you know anything about that, or is it just regional stuff?
I think it's regional. I've also heard poinsettia as well, but who knows?
Oh,
So,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. So,
Well, moving on to the clause and effect bonus round. So again, for your response, we need the letter and the name. So, which U.S. state produces the largest number of poinsettia plants commercially? A, Florida, B, California, C, Arizona, or D, Texas? Yeah. So, produces the largest number of plants commercially. Largest number commercially. So, A, Florida, B, California, C, Arizona, D, Texas.
and the bonus round question. The colorful bright red petals of a poinsettia aren't actually petals at all. What are they?
I remember growing up, and at St. Alphonsus Church in Winnipeg, the women would save the poinsettia plants and then put them into darkness
Mm-hmm.
after the red leaves turned green,
Mm-hmm.
and they would actually force for next Christmas
Mm-hmm.
force them to rebloom. It was really quite something.
So
Yeah.
there you go. So much to chew on. So the Sleigh Bell Brain Teaser will get you a prize package from Santa's Closet, the Clause and Effect bonus round, and the bonus question from the Phineas bonus question will both get your name put on the spinny wheel of destiny, so you can win a scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones. And speaking of which, we've got a promo for North Pole Cornerstones.
We do. Let me get it.
So much going on.
Okay.
And this
So once again, North Pole Cornerstones, February 18th to 21st, 2027 in Edmond, Oklahoma, also known as Oklahoma City North. It is at the Hilton Garden Inn and Conference Center in Oklahoma City North. And for more information, go to northpolecornerstones.com. For more information. And at northpolecornerstones.com, there is also information for not one, not two, not three, but four scholarships that you can apply for. Santa Randall Checkers Lee has a scholarship that you can apply for. For Canadians interested in going to North Pole Cornerstone, I myself have a scholarship for any Canadians who are interested in attending. So check out the website. And not to mention, there are also the scholarships offered through the Tuesday Night Live networks, and there's also a scholarship being offered by Cherry Hill. So lots of opportunities to get a chance to go, and that will cover your tuition and your meals, but not the hotel and travel. So just to be careful. So.
And this year, I plan to avoid performing at family concerts and being near children that are carrying bronchitis. It was, it was really tough making that call saying I can't go down, but I shall be healthy this year.
Excellent. Excellent. And then coming up on August 1st and 2nd, 2026, the Red Suit Conclave in Saginaw, Michigan. To register, you go to Michigan Santas at regfox.com, Red Suit Conclave, and you will get a chance to attend. It is Santa Randall's favorite four-letter word. It is free to attend. You just have to pay for the hotel and your meals while there. And so lots of learning opportunities. And coming up on July 20th in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, is the Santa Congress, hosted by Peter Boxall, from July 20th to 23rd. And if you wish to attend, go to santacongress.ca. Or if you're just looking for an educational opportunity that's one day long, on July 20th in Niagara Falls again at the Santa Congress, you will have the chance to learn from a number of great performers, entertainers, and educators, including Dr. Bruce and myself. So come on and join us at Santa Congress. So lots of chances there. So.
And as mentioned this week, I'll be joining everyone down south of Cincinnati for the Wondrous Women of Christmas conference. So I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm. Charlie, yes, the spinning wheel of destiny. I just thought that was a better way of just saying, we'll put it on the wheel thingy and that is existing instead of the hat. Because, hey, if you get your name on it, you increase your chances, your destiny of being able to attend North Pole Cornerstone. So by all means. John Schnagelberger, not quite as dark as the merry-go-round of death. I don't think anybody who is not a Gen X kid or younger understands that, because, they did actually put health and safety laws for children's playgrounds. So
Those
although
things were so fun.
they were so fun, although there is one at Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm, and there's a wonderful video of Phineus on the spinning merry-go-round of death. So,
Oh, man, I love it.
Kane Smith says he's thought of planting poinsettias, but as Dr. Bruce stated, there's a lot of work and special care that goes into giving them, and I will not follow the rest, because that is one of the answers. And Sue Radloff, yes, poinsettias are poisonous to some animals, particularly cats, and anybody who has a latex allergy is likely highly allergic to them as well. So lots of beware. So there you go. So. Okay, so I guess it's time for me to get my shovel out.
It's time. All
Woohoo!
right.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about, and this is for the Santas in the crowd. In your toy factory, in your toy workshop, does Santa have a workbench that's his own? Does Santa have a place where he does the prototypes or checks on prototypes? Make sure that checks out new and interesting products that are coming up, and before it goes into big production, because we talk about Santa being a toy maker. So where does Santa do his work? Where does he begin the process of putting together the toys and the gifts and everything? Does he have a separate workshop that's apart from the factory? Is it a corner of the factory? What does it look like? Is it an old-timey, wood shop with wooden tables and old-fashioned looking hammers and screwdrivers and wrenches and saws and hand drills and everything like that? Or is it a completely up-to-date fabrication facility where you've got 3D printers and laser cutters and a really high-tech workstation where you can do programming of computer stuff? Or do you let the tech elves handle that type of situation? What type of bench does Santa have? Is it a wooden bench? What does it look like? Is it well-worn wood? Is it covered with a protective mat so you don't get paint and glue all over the place? Is it a metal bench? Is it a metal workbench? Something like you see out of a tool catalog or at a modern garage. Do you sit down when you work? Do you sit on a stool? Do you stand? When you sit at your workstation, what do you have in front of you? Do you have a notepad or a design book that you take, or is it a computer that you sit in front of? Or do you just make and just build the stuff as it comes to your mind? This will be something that a lot of children ask you. Oftentimes, I know a number of Santas have produced props where they actually have their toolkits. I know Steve Gillum is well known for showing Santa's toolbox, and he's got a couple where he's got a number of old-timey tools, and he's also got stuff that he's borrowed from Doctor Who and repurposed as Santa Claus's magical toolkit, and using the various sonic screwdrivers and other props that Doctor Who has created. So lots of opportunity to build your personal style, your personal North Pole with. John Schnagelberger says Santa has to have his own workspace, otherwise the elves get cranky when he pushes them out of the way. And yeah, John, I can see elves getting cranky if Santa's pushing them out of the way. I can fully get that. I do know Santa David, who I work with, has his own workstation, and that way he's able to not be disturbed by the elves, and he can use it that way, vice versa, because the elves know, and particularly Phineus knows, that if Santa's got his door closed and you can hear jazz going on in the background, that Santa's working hard on something and he needs to be left alone. So every so often, Phineus or Mrs. Claus will put a nice meal or some cookies and coffee out for Santa outside the door, and just knock on it to let him know that there's something outside the door for him. So lots of opportunity. John Schnagelberger says he's got a woodworker's bench on one wall, an anti-static bench on another, and a welding space in the next room. And there you go. So anti-static, definitely for doing the high technology work and making sure that you do not damage any electronic components when you're putting together a new electronic toy or prototyping something new. So what does the woodworker's bench look like? Do you have hand drills? Is there a drill press? Do you have bandsaws and other mechanical devices? Or are they all hand tools? Kane Smith says his Santa mostly walks through and helps the elves in the workshop, but Santa still has a vintage type wood workshop where he mostly builds wooden toys and does it for the enjoyment rather than the necessity. His elves are more than capable of creating cutting-edge toys with the newest technology. When Santa builds in his own workshop, it's more therapeutic. and that is great. He can go back to what got him started and do that, because there are still the children who do kind of enjoy the hobby horses or the blocks or the little wooden pull toys and stuff like that. So definitely lots of opportunity. I do know as Phineas that my workshop is actually in the reindeer barn, because it allows me to be to work quietly on my stuff that I need to do for repairing the sleigh and making sure that the reindeer harnesses are in good shape, and also making sure that my tools, particularly as I am the lumberjack of the North Pole, that that all my axes and other tools for making sure that the firewood is plentiful and well seasoned for Santa and Mrs. Claus are in great repair. So that's always good. For John Schnegelberger, strictly hand tools on the bench. I can't trust the dust near the electronics. Well, there you go. So there's that type of thing. Jim Barrett says that his Santa workshop is old world, wood everywhere, woodworking, tooling area, mechanics area. Santa has his own man cave, a place to go to tinker, to try new ideas out. But just as he has his old and true tooling, he also has the newest 3D printers, laser engravers, etc. And there you go. Santa is not someone who's afraid of technology or will shy away from technology. So lots of opportunity there. So something to think about. Mrs. Claus's, if you are in the office, what does your office space look like? Is it a high-tech office with all sorts of computers and multiple monitors everywhere, and you've got your wireless headphone, so you're able to keep in contact with all the production? Or if you're bake cookies and take care of Santa, Mrs. Claus, what does your kitchen look like? What does your workshop or your workroom look like? Are you is it a modern looking kitchen with lots of stainless steel, or is it an old type with either a coal fire or wood fired oven, that type of situation? So lots of opportunity to build your story, show who your character is, exhibit who your character is that way. Charlie Johnson says his Santa does prototyping of new toys in the elves workshop. That way he gets new ideas from the elves and vice versa. And that could be the case. You could have an elf team dedicated to technology and creating and brainstorming and that type of situation. So lots of opportunity to explore who your Santa is, what your relationship is with everybody at the North Pole, as well as give a visual aspect, because if you are warm wood everywhere and Santa's workbench is well worn, the wooden edges are rounded over, and there's paint spills and there's nicks and dings in it, that type of situation. Kane Smith, yes, it is beautiful to see how many different versions of the North Pole can be created and how they all work for us as individuals. And that's the best part, is that you get to create within the parameters of Santa and the North Pole saga who you are and what your North Pole looks like. And it can be whatever you dream it to be. The key is just to make sure that you have an idea of what it looks like, so you're able to answer that question. Phineas is able to say that, yes, I've got an old-time wooden workbench that I do all my leather work and make sure that I'm doing all the work on the runners of the sleighs on, and it's well worn and everything like that. But at the same time, there is a brand new computer on one corner away from everything, so it can stay clean in the whole 9 yards. And I'm also got a laser cutter and engraver, so I'm able to put fine detail work on the leather stuff that I'm doing and the woodworking that I'm doing for Santa's sleigh to make it look very good looking as well. So lots of opportunity there. Wishing everybody a good day and a good week, and once again hoping Randall is on the mend and feeling better, and wishing Bob and Carol a safe journey as they head north to Cincinnati, Ohio. So thank you very much and have a good day.
Ho, 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 ho!
Shop Thermo Apparel. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. And for the coolest of cool Santas or Easter bunnies, remember Thermo Apparel.
Don't just be cool as an attitude. Keep cool, literally.
Thermo Apparel, be cool. Ho, 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 ho!
Since 1948, one suit defined Santa. Designed by Charles W. Howard and worn by the world-famous Santa Claus School. Worn for presidents, movies, parades, and the most magical moments in families' lives. This is not a costume, but finely tailored, hand-sewn clothing made in the USA. With expert cleaning, restoration, and storage services available, Santa & Company, LLC makes Santa magical.
Well, as we get started, I just want to say what an incredible honor it is to been thought of just to fill in for today. Randall, we sure miss you. Hope that you get a speedy recovery and that you're back on your feet really quickly. Bob, Carol, drive safely. Everyone else who's coming out Wednesday down to Cincinnati, it'll be great to see you. Today's topic that I want to start to kind of dig away at. Sorry to borrow your image there, Phineus. I'm just coming off of an extended period of educational administration. I agreed to do it for 2 years, and almost 6 years later, I was still in that position. But right now, I'm embarking on a new point in my adult career. I've had this month off. It's been wonderful just to travel and just have downtime and to put things away. I'm embarking on a 12-month sabbatical that I could study and think about different topics. And one thing that I'm looking at, especially in the area of performing arts, is our constant pursuit of success versus mastery. And I think this impacts the Christmas performers community just as strongly as it does performing arts, athletics, business, you name it. What is the difference between being successful or being masterful at something? I know that many of us were raised with this idea that that we need to give the perfect example, that we need to have the perfect performance, the perfect product, the perfect final capstone project. But what does that really stand for, and what does the word perfect mean? Well, it wasn't until I was teaching in Loras College in Iowa that I became good friends with a fellow prof, but he was in the philosophy department, and that he would question me about performances, about what the choirs were doing, what I was doing, stage work, and he stopped me once to ask me to define what perfection was. Well, it turns out in the world of philosophy, the definition of perfection is totally different than what I was raised with. In their world, perfection means completeness. That something is worked out, that it is resolved, that it may still be work in progress, but it's complete. So this is where this idea of pursuing success versus being masterful at something. The idea of success is that we're able to attain that goal. We've gone through our strategic planning, we've gone through our preparation, we've done some practice work, but we're able to attain the one goal, which is an incredible feat. But we're always looking at how do we improve? How do we take that next step? And that's where mastery comes in. Mastery is that longer game. Mastery is what many of us think, well, we will never be total masters, but we need this time, like especially this, spring, early summer, that as we reflect upon what we're doing, as we're making the plans, as we're practicing, that we can make sure that we attain mastery, so that every time we do something, it's consistent. It may not always be totally complete. It may not go how we would like it to be, but through the skills that we've been working at, the ideas that we have, what we've reflected upon, what we want to achieve, and how we want to be able to work with our visitors, with our communities, with the people that we visit with, that there's a consistency, that there's a quality there. So this idea of mastery is what I'm starting to be taking a look at. And, all of us are put into situations where there is so much improvisation, where we cannot control many of the comments. Conversations, to be natural and not to feel performed or to feel staged, needs to have a very free-flowing aspect to it, so that we have to trust that. It's with that mastery of being able to listen, being able to converse, to be able to talk about what our guest is sharing with us, mastering that ability, mastering how to keep the attention of a large group, whether it be a classroom of 25 junior kindergartners or an audience of 4,000. That mastery of the art that we are practicing. And as we were talking about earlier in this webcast, the idea of sharing our ideas, practicing with each other in our community. And if you think about it, many of us have real close-knit groups. I know that the people that I get to visit with, we may not be in person with each other every day or once a week, but every couple months or so, every month, when we do reconnect, it's like time hasn't passed. So this opportunity that we could practice our skills, hone our craft, so that we do have that sense of mastery taking place. It doesn't mean that our nerves will be taken away, but the excitement of our nerves helps give us that extra boost of adrenaline and other endorphins to really make us focus. So, just add in your ideas and comments here. I see that Dawn said there's no such thing as perfection. Exactly. Each time I think I have perfected something, I see the next level of doing something better. Exactly. It's really interesting that you make that comment, Dawn. People often ask me, what is your favorite choral work? And it's the work that I'm working on at that present given time. And what's interesting is that, I just had the opportunity this past winter to work on Mendelssohn's Elijah, which is talk about a bucket list work, and the story of Elijah and what Elijah went through in his calling and his ministry. But even as we were working through it, you become so familiar with it that you see the spots where Mendelssohn wanted to go back and rewrite music to make it even a tighter setting. But yet, our audiences don't see that. What they see and hear is this magnificent presentation of Elijah's life. John, when you're mastering something, you learn many things about it, thus allowing you to infer what is right or wrong. It can be a journey, or it can be a very short, easy lesson. Exactly. Each of these, as we go through our lives, sometimes our journeys, it takes years, decades. Others, it's that epiphany moment happens, and I think that's what's so exciting. And for us here to be able to share those ideas is really important. Again, folks, thank you for this opportunity. Bob, stay between the lines of the interstate. Randall, take your vitamins, listen to the nurses. Otherwise, have a wonderful week, everyone. And to those of you who are traveling to Cincinnati, I'll see you Wednesday afternoon. Thanks. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you once again to our sponsors, Therm Apparel, Santa & Co. LLC, King Risk Partners and Larry Talbot, and Caboots. We are greatly appreciative of all you do to support TNL Networks, as well as Happy Hour Live on Mondays. So great, thank you very much. We are so appreciative of all you do to support us and keeping the shows going and keeping the lights on. So we're greatly appreciative of that. Thank you very much, Bruce, for joining us this week and your words of wisdom about mastery versus perfection. And it was great to hear your thoughts, and definitely some stuff to take away from that conversation, and looking forward to thinking more about my perspective further on down the road. And now, Angela, do we have winners for the trivia questions?
We sure do.
Excellent. So the sleigh bell brain teaser, the first question was, every holiday season people spend millions on poinsettia plants. Where were they originally grown? And that answer, of course, is C, Mexico.
And the winner is Joseph Cunningham.
Congratulations, Joseph. Excellent.
If you can send me your shirt size and mailing address to my private messages, I would appreciate you.
Great. Then going on to the cause and effect bonus round, which U.S. state produces the largest number of poinsettia plants commercially? And that is B, California.
And the winner is Bill Coates.
Congratulations, Bill. Your name will be entered on the Wheel of Destiny for a scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones 2027. And the final bonus round, the bright red petals of a poinsettia plant aren't actually petals at all. They are modified leaves called bracts.
And the winner is Mr. Trivia AJ.
Congratulations, AJ. Your name will be entered on the Wheel of Destiny for a scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones 2027. So thank you very much. Anyways, we are grateful for everybody, and we have a couple of more sponsors to thank.
Hi, I'm Santa's official photographer, a name given to me by the Christmas community, but you can call me Jessica. For 35 years, I've been a portrait photographer, specializing in children and family. But here lately, I've been focusing on creating artistic images of Santa, Mrs. Claus, and their Christmas elves. What starts off as a simple photograph is transformed into a digital masterpiece. This isn't just photography. It's an exchange where the performer steps fully into their role, immersed in a real-life theatrical set where together we bring that story to life. If you're ready to elevate your presence with images that truly stand out, visit holidayphotomagic.com.
Thank you once again to Cherry Hill Programs, Santa Central, and Jessica Lamb Photography. Greatly appreciated for your support of TNL Network and our shows. And don't forget to watch all of the family shows. Tune in, kick up your heels, and join in the fun, all powered by TNL Network Productions. Just a reminder that Shaun White's Claus Connect will be dark this week, and she'll be back next week with a brand new show. So So thank you very much. I'd like to thank once again Bruce for joining us and filling in for Bob and Randall, and I'd like to thank Angela for her amazing support and production. We are so grateful for all you do, Angela. You make the magic happen. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much.
Thank you both so much.
So any last thoughts or takeaways for the North Pole Nightcap?
Well, you know what? We need to be good to ourselves. We need to understand what is possible today. We need to plan for tomorrow, and we need to look at yesterday and just acknowledge where it is.
Anything to say, Angela? Any last words before we shut down for the day?
I just want to say thank y'all again for sticking around during my little mishaps here of not being prepared.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Live TV
It's
is
live.
wonderful. Yep.
It's live.
And once again, we'd like to wish Bob and Carol a safe journey to and from Cincinnati. Randall, take care of yourself. Make sure that you listen to the nurses in the hospital and behave yourself, please. I don't want to hear you getting into any mischief. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And to those who are traveling to the wondrous moment of Christmas, have a safe journey and happy learning. So thank you very much to everybody. Wishing everybody a good night and a good week.
Thank you all again. Thank you so much, Dr. Bruce, for
my pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime.
Love you all. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.